Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the booth. My name is DJ, and I'll be joining you for another Premier League cast. Today, we have Arsenal going up against Crystal Palace to wrap up this game week of the English Premier League. We'll have more games on the weekend, but this will be the last one of some of these midweek games that have been scheduled to make up for some of the games that have been missed either through COVID or through scheduling at the beginning of the season. So we do have two London teams here, and the lineups are being analyzed right now on the broadcast, so we will go through them as well, starting with the home side, Arsenal. Bernd Leno in goal, Hector Bellerin at right back, Rob Holding, David Luiz making up the center back pairing, Ainsley Maitland-Niles out on the left. Excuse me, Danny Ceballos, Granit Xhaka will make up the pivot in midfield, the double pivot there at the base of midfield. Bukayo Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang going to play in front of them with Alexandre Lacazette leading the line. So a similar 4-2-3-1 to what we've seen working for Arsenal recently. A couple of different players thrown in there. We do have Maitland-Niles in today in place of Kieran Tierney. Not sure what's Tierney's issue is. May be injured, may have COVID. Whatever the case may be, not going to be available here today. Sorry, 1 second here. It's a message I have to respond to. Okay, message responded to. But is the formation that has been successful for Arsenal recently. Couple of different faces in and around there. No Thomas Partey still. Danny Ceballos will slot into midfield, but Bukayo Saka, the man who has sort of been at the head of this resurgence for Arsenal, will partner along his young ally in Emile Smith-Rowe, who will get the start in that number 10 spot once again, with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexandre Lacazette, of course, in the other two attacking positions here. Strong lineup selected by Mikel Arteta. Looking over at Roy Hodgson's side, Crystal Palace, we have Vicente Gaeta in goal, Joel Ward, James Tompkins, Checo Kouyaté, Tyrick Mitchell going to make up the back four today, so no availability from Amadou Sakho, who did go off injured in Palace's last match, in favor of Kouyaté. Andros Townsend, Luka Milivojevic, James McArthur, Eberechi Eze getting the start across the midfield four, and Christian Benteke and Wilfried Zaha will lead the line here today for Crystal Palace. So finally do have Zaha available for a start once again, does Roy Hodgson, after he fielded Batshuayi and Benteke in their last start, as they were a little bit short of players. And hello, young Bolus. Am I? Hello, hello? Was I really muted? You sure you're not muted? I can see my audio coming through. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay for the comments. But yeah, I can totally understand the desire to want to make sure that Arsenal keeps playing well if you haven't watched the last three games, because they have been very good for this Arsenal side, who of course struggled for a good portion of the season up until very recently. Why can I not get this to slightly move up instead of move up a lot? Good Lord. Where's the close control? Like jumps. Look at the jumping. Why is it jumping? They're so uneven now. Will not stand for this. Okay. Okay. Why is this happening? They're the same height. Bingo. That should do it. Yes. Nice. Okay, sweet. That's a lot better. That makes me feel a lot better at the very least. What do I think about the James Harden trade? I think that was a lot of assets that the Brooklyn Nets gave up. I think that it was a ton of risk, and there's a possibility they win a championship, but I think it's still unlikely. And I think overall, bad for the Nets, decent for the Rockets, very good for the Indiana Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, the teams are coming out here today. Talk through the lineups and pretty strong selections available for Crystal Palace and Arsenal. Will be interesting to see how David Luiz does as he returns to the lineup for Arsenal today. But looking back, Young Bullis mentioned it here. Victories in their last 3 matches in the league, their last 4 overall, with a 2-0 win over Newcastle in the FA Cup, a 4-0 drubbing of West Brom, a 1-0 win over Brighton, and that 3-1 win that started it all against Chelsea. We'll see if they can continue it here today against Crystal Palace, who are coming off of a bit more of a mixed run of form. That FA Cup defeat to Wolves, in which we were talking about Batshuayi why is his name escaping me? Thank you. Benteke started. 2-0 win over Sheffield, then a 1-1 draw with Leicester City. And that one was preceded by the 3-0 defeat to a 10-man Aston Villa. So we'll see if they can get back to winning ways here after their FA Cup defeat. I think it will be a bit of a tough match for Arsenal, who will have the momentum with them due to their previous results. Well, thank you, sir. Happy to hear it. And yes, you can make 3 ball dominant players work in the NBA. I think the bigger issue is they have 3 very weird personalities that there's no guarantee whether they'll be committed to the team or stay together for the duration or even the majority of the deal that they made. I mean, they have swap picks all the way up to 2027. And people are saying like, oh, they won't all be like top picks. They'll be end of the first round picks. I mean, there's a chance this blows up in 2 years and there's 5 high first round picks that are just going to be absorbed by the Rockets. So we'll see. They better win. That's all I can say for them. Yeah, that would be something. All right, the teams are out here. Just about to get started in this one. Yeah, I don't think I ever planned on watching that Ted Lasso show. That's just not... I talk about this with TV shows a lot, but like, that's not a concept. Like, that concept for an episodic show just doesn't make sense. That's like a bit, right? Like, how long can you stretch this concept of a coach coaching a team in a sport that he doesn't actually understand because of some stupid misconception? Like, it's not an episodic concept. It's a bit concept, and it was hilarious as a bit. But I've never had any plans to watch a Ted Lasso show. All right, we are just about to get started here. Crystal Palace will have the initial kickoff, moving right to left on your screen in their away dark kits here today. Arsenal will be in the home kits, moving left to right as this one is underway. Happy to report we did find a way around the issues we were having on stream yesterday with the capture not showing up, so we're good. Here's Eze. Good ball into the feet of Wilfred Zaha. Benteke goes to ground here, but deemed a soft one by the referee. He'll allow play to continue. Yeah, I remember goal. Who could forget goal? And then how like Chicharito basically ended up doing like the same thing. And how Xherdan Shaqiri had like the opposite career. Here's Arsenal in possession now. This one being shifted over to the far side by Ceballos. That's picked up by Maitland-Niles. He looks in defeat here, but forced back is Emil Smith-Rowe. Rowe and Bukayo Saka, two youngsters that have really been the spark for this catalyst that Arsenal have needed. Was always bound to come from somewhere. I think no matter what you thought of Arsenal, you always had to know in the back of your mind that they just were not a relegation zone-ish team. And a regression to the mean of their performances was always bound to happen, but often those regressions do take some form of spark, and Bukayo Saka has really been the man to give Arsenal the impetus they've been looking for, and the introduction of Smith-Rowe has given him another dynamic, creative force to combine with in that front third. And now here is that man, Bukayo Saka, running into the far right channel. He'll cut it back here under pressure from Mitchell, who I would imagine will be tasked with marking him very closely today by Roy Hodgson. Holding. Smith-Rowe. Bit of a loose pass there by Smith-Rowe. It's given away. Zaha tries to dribble by one, but Xhaka putting in a good challenge will win possession back before Ceballos dribbles that one straight out of play. He looks back at the referee asking for some sort of help, but I think he realized no help was going to come on that in that situation. I think that could be a fair argument. I think the Saka's performances have been very good for them for a long time. And I think his exceptional performances in the last 3 or 4 have really been the spark. I think Smith-Rowe has given him someone else that has ignited it. So I think that is a fair thing to say, but I do think still the impetus of it all comes from Saka. This one swung out to the right-hand side. It's Saka. Bellerin. Swung back. Now shifted over to David Luiz. Ceballos. Good combination here between the attacking players that's come out to the far side. Maitland-Niles has that one fortunately bounced back to him. Now it's Xhaka switching it across to Smith-Rowe. Steadying himself, gets a cross away, but that one's straight at Gaita, who will catch it very easily. And will enjoy the settling save there. Always nice as a goalkeeper to get the first one shot sort of right at you. Get your hands warmed up, get that first ball within your palms. Makes you feel a lot more comfortable. Can often settle particularly younger goalkeepers. Maybe something that's a bit more of a myth as you get older and older in your career. Nonetheless, an early save here for Gaita. I believe that that intended cross was actually on target. So this one goes over the top of Benteke's head, collected here by Holding. Now moved over to Bellerin. David Luiz. Holding. Bellerin. Good movement here by Ceballos, putting that one through the legs of the onrushing challenge, and then moving it out to Smith-Rowe, who puts it into the channel for Niles. Maitland-Niles crossing that one. Horribly shanked behind the goal there. It was always a difficult cross there for Maitland-Niles. It looked like the ball had run just a little bit too far for him. Was stretching to get that cross. But it's good work from Arsenal's midfield here, moving it from back to front. That one mostly coming through Dani Ceballos. Pretty bright start here for the Gunners. looking comfortable in possession once again. Have already moved it through Crystal Palace's 4-4-2 on a couple of occasions. Now rolled out here. This one looking long is MacArthur there, but nobody running onto that one. Benteke not even really in the area, so it will just be a giveaway to Arsenal here. Crystal Palace now have won it back in their defensive end. It's slung back to Gaeta. We'll move it over to Kouyaté again, deputizing here for the injured Mamadou Sakho. Looked fairly comfortable in that role when he had to come in during the FA Cup match, but it'd certainly be a slight miss here for Palace to not have Sakho available. Would have allowed Kouyaté to potentially partner with either MacArthur or Milivojevic in midfield. This one bounces off of Eze for an Arsenal throw. I mean, yeah, he's not the best crosser. That one was a tough one. Maitland-Niles, good combination here with Xhaka. Now Maitland-Niles driving forward. Another good combo. Oh, that last pass just a little too soft for Saka there. Holding alert, intercepts the intended out ball for Wilfried Zaha. Now Arsenal come again. It's Smith Rowe. That one going to take a touch off of him. Just a little bit too far. It'll roll out a play for a throw-in. Mikel Arteta standing here on the sideline. Of course, was under a lot of pressure before this run of games for Arsenal. Pretty much every newspaper and punditry wondering if or when the plug would be pulled on his first full season. So Arsenal trying to move this one forward. The final pass just a little bit ahead of Smith Rowe, and that allows full clearance to come in from Crystal Palace. Bellerin tries to move it over to Xhaka there, but good pressing by Townsend as he sucks in from the far side to intercept that pass. But look at Lacazette coming back here. Sliding challenge to win possession back. And now it's Xhaka with it. That's a loose pass from Xhaka. Lacazette's frustrated with him as he'd made that 30-yard run back to win possession and then made a 30-yard run forward, was asking for the ball, didn't get it from Xhaka, and I can imagine was frustrated to see it given away so easily after he had worked that hard to win it back. Now good header down here by Townsend will arrive at the feet of Benteke. He'll shift it out to Eze. Eze into the feet of Benteke. Little driving here is Eze over to Townsend. Gets it on his left. Has a strike here from about 30 out, but doesn't really catch that one the way he wanted to. It's well over the top of the bar there. No issues for Bernd Leno as of yet. Decent possession here from Crystal Palace. Their best foray forward for sure in the opening 10 minutes here. Bit disappointing there from Andros Townsend, who hasn't had a start in the last couple of matches since the introduction of Eze. Roy Hodgson has been electing to make his right-hand side a little bit more defensive than normal, considering how Eze likes to get forward at every opportunity, and we've seen some brilliant stuff from him already, in particular that goal 2 matches ago in which he dribbled by essentially the entirety of the opposition team before slotting home Crystal Palace's second. I don't necessarily think that's mean. I think some of our Sunday League friends would be thrilled to be compared with Granit Xhaka no matter what they think of him. I think I would be thrilled to be equivalent to Granit Xhaka because it means I'd be a professional soccer player. No matter how bad. It's Kouyaté. This one rolled into Zaha. MacArthur. Zaha. Palace just finding their feet here with possession. 10th minute here as it's shifted over by Milivojevic. Excuse me. Tompkins. Back to Kuyate. Mitchell. Oh, there it is from Saka. Good reading there. Intercepts Mitchell's intended pass for Eze. Arsenal taking it back. David Luiz. Ceballos. Holding. Holding again. Arsenal being held a little bit at length here by Crystal Palace's shape, but now have found an entry point. It's Ceballos. He looks into the channel for Maitland-Niles, who was bowled over. And the challenge from Joel Ward there will be a free kick to Arsenal here on the far side. I'm going to take a chance to eat some noodles. Haven't really eaten lunch yet, so I'm trying to snack while I can. Here's Holding. Out to Bellerin. Cutting inside here is Bellerin. Xhaka. Maitland-Niles. Oh, that's a poor pass from Maitland-Niles, given straight to Joel Ward. Palace looking to come the other way. It's Joel Ward coming across the middle. He has to lay it back for Milivojevic, but that's a good stretch pass to Townsend. Good challenge here by... I believe this is Granit Xhaka. Takes that one right off of Townsend's foot. Arsenal looking to come the other way. Bellerin. Eze tracking back here to halt the run of the right back. Saka combines with Lacazette, and a cross played in here by Ceballos will arrive at Aubameyang. Looks to the top of the box there, but good defending from Milivojevic. Pokes that one away. I believe from Saka. Now it's Benteke. Holds off the challenge of Maitland-Niles here rather comically. Maitland-Niles takes a big swing at the ball and just kind of bounces off of Christian Benteke. Mitchell overlapping Zaha here, but plenty of red shirts back in defense already, and Crystal Palace will just elect to move it back to their holding midfielders. Milivojevic shifting it over to Joel Ward. Kuyate. Mitchell. Not seeing any options forward. Has to go right back to Kuyate. Here's Eze. Ooh, good shift of the body here. Has some space. Has the beating of Bellerin. Tries to look in field. He actually has found Wilfried Zaha. That pass deflected, though, by Ceballos. Excellent work by Danny Ceballos. But a free kick actually going to be called here against Ceballos. Actually, I think it's against Granit Xhaka for a drag back. Take a look at this one. We'll see if I buy this. I think that's pretty soft from the referee here. Yeah, I mean, Xhaka grabs the arm of Zaha briefly there, but he doesn't really even tug on him. It just is kind of a like, he's just behind him. He just kind of, yeah, I think that's really soft from the referee. I think this is a little unlucky from Granit Xhaka. It just doesn't disrupt the run of Zaha in any way whatsoever. So I think Zaha a little fortunate here. But it will present Crystal Palace with an excellent opportunity in the 14th minute, just about to tick over to the 15th minute. And it's Eberechi Eze standing over this free kick. Good distance for this angle of free kick. See what Eze can do with this one. Townsend stands over it with him, but I think it will be Eze. Here he is, and that one going to be high over the bar. Just not quite getting the dip on that one was Eze. He's looking for, actually, I think that right-hand corner, hoping to catch Leno cheating to his right side. Just not the best strike I think Eze's ever had. See, I think he's wishing he could have that one back, but nonetheless, the danger has passed here for Arsenal. David Luiz. David Luiz will clip this one up the line. Joel Ward going to go up and head that one forward. Now good pressure here by Zaha, who actually ends up being bundled over here, but yeah, not going to get a foul call there. How's the doggo? Doggo is great. I can probably at halftime or full time, I'll pull our good doggo Luca in here as Arsenal coming through Bellerin here, who wins a big challenge against Mitchell. Now at the top of the box, looking to Smith Rowe. Shifts it onto Aubameyang. Left foot. Back to the top of the box, and it's Milivojevic in the perfect position to intercept that one. Excellent work by Luka Milivojevic, as that was a dangerous attack there from Arsenal. Now it's Zaha on this near touchline. But yes, doggo very good. Now fully vaccinated. We've taken him to the dog park a couple times. It's all Chillsville now. Oh boy, a back pass here from Arsenal is very poor from Maitland-Niles. He sends Bernd Leno chasing this one, but Leno cannot keep it in play. You can see here Maitland-Niles getting to this one before Townsend and just tries to pass it back to Leno, but puts way too much power on that one. Oh, really? That's cool. Do you sign up to do it? So here's the ensuing corner kick from Crystal Palace. It'll be taken from the far side by Townsend. Here it is swung in towards the back post. Up goes Benteke, nods it down. It's bouncing around the area, but Holding puts a header through, and Aubameyang acrobatically completes the clearance. Nice. Now here's Zaha getting fouled by Maitland-Niles on the near touchline. Indeed you do. So free kick here to Palace. Yeah, don't we all? Hey, it's a win. It's a win-win, you know. Dog gets a good owner. Person who wants a dog gets a dog for a certain amount of time. Win-win. Leno comes out to claim this one fairly easily. Now it's with Arsenal once again. Leno taking the maximum amount of time he can to get this one restarted. Finally boots it forward towards the far side, easily knotted down by Joel Ward. That header is back for Gaita, who will put a boot through it. And now an easy collect here for Holding under no pressure. Nice chest control there from Rob Holding. What's Blockbuster? Never heard of it. Hector Bellerin. Rob Holding. Xhaka. Aubameyang. Aubameyang getting on his horse here. Gets by Joel Ward. Cuts it back. Cross away. Lacazette settles it. Xhaka. Bellerin. Ooh, and Eze's challenged a little bit loose. It's a little lucky that I think he didn't get more contact on Bellerin there. Ceballos goes by Zaha. Bellerin has to slide to get this cross away, and that will break the attack down here as he slings that one right over the top. Actually, it's deflected off Tyrick Mitchell, so it will at least be an Arsenal corner kick here. Why is this happening? So here's the corner for Arsenal. It's Saka to take this one. Swings it in towards the back post here, headed away by Tompkins. Yeah, no, not serious. Good cutback for Aubameyang here. He's going to strike this one. It's punched straight into the air by Gaita, who will fortunately catch this one. I think he tried to punch it away and completely whiffed it, but it fell right in front of him. Aubameyang gets a lot of space there. Way more than I think Roy Hodgson will be happy with. He gets a good strike. It comes straight at Gaita, but the power makes Gaita a little nervous, so he decides to punch it up into the air instead of trying to catch it. It's a little fortunate that that one bounces right in front of him after he misses his second punch. Aubameyang. Arsenal have it back here after the clearance. Smith Rowe. Slapped to the near side by Maitland-Niles, picked up by Barron. Saka. Gonna have a strike here, straight into the hands of Gaita. Good work here by Bukayo Saka. Looking for the gaps here. Gets across the 18-yard box, gets past one challenge, a second as well, finds a little bit of space and decides to have a crack, but it was going to be difficult with the balance of his body there to beat Vicente Gaita from that distance. David Luiz has briefly gone down to a knee. I do think he's just tying his shoe. Nothing to worry about here. Yep. So Holding will just deaden this one until Luiz can finish tying the laces there. Now it is David Luiz. Holding. Out to Bellerin. Good early pass to Saka. That one poked off him by Milivojevic. Zaha comes to collect, rolls around the challenge of Holding. But Xhaka comes over to help out his center back and takes that one away from Zaha. Maitland-Niles. Ward. Headed down by Benteke. That's a good collection there by Crystal Palace. It's a very accurate header to Milivojevic, and now it's Eze on the near side. Gets an overlap from Mitchell. Milivojevic. Mitchell. Eze. Zaha. Holding off Granit Xhaka here. Looks in for Benteke. Gets it back to Zaha. Zaha inside the box has a strike. It's blocked by Xhaka. Big intervention there by Granit Xhaka. Best chance of the game here for either team. This is great play between Benteke and Zaha as he gets it back from Benteke. Then deftly dribbles by the challenge of Holding here. Along with Ceballos. And it takes a third Arsenal player there. Xhaka coming in to put a strong sliding challenge in, blocks the strike from Wilfried Zaha. Here's David Luiz. Xhaka. Maitland-Niles just losing out here. Ball stays in play for Crystal Palace. It's Benteke. Benteke stripped by Ceballos, but unfairly. Going to be a free kick here to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace taking their time to get this one started. Tompkins sending the troops up the field at the moment. Now he'll lob it out towards Benteke. Benteke does win the header, but Bellerin is quickest to the second ball. Holding goes long. Kouyaté running this one down under pressure here from Lacazette, but we'll just roll it back to Gaita. Gaita plays it to Tompkins. Back to Gaita. He'll be forced to go long. Good work here by Arsenal in the press. Xhaka. That header a little bit wayward, and it's picked up by Townsend. Good ball into the feet of Benteke, who plays a nice pass back to Milivojevic. MacArthur now looks over the top. He's picked out Zaha inside the box. That one poked away from him by Barron. Now Saka brings it down. Barron. It's at around one before Smith Rowe helps out. Now Arsenal have it under control. Holding. Out to Aubameyang. Xhaka. Ceballos. Ceballos driving through midfield at the moment. Rolls it to Smith Rowe. Aubameyang. Good challenge here by MacArthur. Takes it right off of Maitland-Niles. And then is able to knock it off the young left back there for a throw into Crystal Palace. Here's Arsenal once again. Yeah, he's had a rough first half so far, I would say. Oh, wait. Eze played in Benteke here. Benteke takes a strike there. It's pretty easy for Bernd Leno, ultimately. Benteke just didn't have a lot of support in that attack. Decided to go for it himself. This one rolled out to Smith Rowe. Barron clipping it to the back post. Up goes Aubameyang. Heads it back across. Is punched away. Now Aubameyang fighting for possession here. He went down inside the box. There's a couple shouts from the Arsenal players here, but not too much. And now a free kick against David Luiz. It's a good opportunity for Arsenal. There was a nicely weighted ball by Hector Barron. Usually not the most accurate crosser, but just lofts this one up into an area where only Aubameyang can win it. Here's Mitchell. Now Eze. Good challenge here by Xhaka to take that one away from Zaha. But now Saka's been crowded out by MacArthur. Mitchell's Benteke with a decent opportunity here and gets it all wrong. His weight and body underneath the ball and skies that one straight up. Mitchell's wide open here as he receives this ball from the challenge that was put in on Zaha. He's able to roll it right into the path of Benteke inside the box, but Benteke just cannot steady himself. He can't get his feet right. You can see he gets way underneath that one. It goes almost straight up into the air and never threatens Bernd Leno. That's a decent chance wasted there by Christian Benteke. Slung forward here by Holding. That's over the top of Lacazette, collected by Kouyaté. Eze rolls one into the feet of Benteke. Claims of offsides, but he is not, according to the assistant referee. Milivojevic. Mitchell. Zaha. Looks between the legs of Barron, but Barron does well. Blocks the second pass. It bounces back to MacArthur. Kouyaté. Zaha. Zaha loses control of this one and frustratedly kicks this one off the stanchions. Arsenal players want him to get a yellow card, but I think that's a little overzealous there. It's not like he's wasting time. He's just kicked it right back off the stanchion. Maitland-Niles. Aubameyang inside the Crystal Palace box here, but not a lot of room to work at the moment. Aubameyang. Shaka. Shaka plays it into Aubameyang. He's got some space here. That one poked away at the last moment by Tompkins. Go out for a corner kick here. Look at that ball from Dani Ceballos. It's a great run from Aubameyang as well. He's able to settle it down inside the Crystal Palace box, but Palace retreats well. They get bodies inside the box. They get bodies behind the ball. And another good ball played in for Aubameyang, but he just runs out of room on that baseline. Does manage to win a corner, though, which will be taken here by Saka on the far side. Here it comes from Saka. Driving this one towards Luiz, who heads it back across, but Gaita alert to the danger there and able to catch that one before it can arrive at its intended destination. Kouyaté. Eze. Kouyaté. Mitchell. Zaha. Holding off holding here. Sorry about that. Can I give a shout out to your main man, Mixmaster Stefan? Sure. Alrighty then. Well, sure thing. I will give a shout out to Mixmaster Stefan. Hope you're enjoying the cast so far. Thank you for tuning in. Xhaka. Ceballos. Luiz. Now Xhaka. Maitland-Niles, or sorry, Aubameyang actually flicks this one behind into the path of Maitland-Niles, but he's well marshaled there by Tompkins. Slung forward, collected by Ceballos. Hooks it over to Xhaka. Saka. Holding. Luiz. Xhaka. Baron. Saka. Xhaka. Smith Rowe. Gets a cross away. It's dangerous here as Baron arrives, but bit of a miscommunication there between Baron and Lacazette. He kind of takes that one away from Lacazette, who's setting himself to strike this one. This is a lovely ball from Smith Rowe here. It actually takes a slight deflection off of Kouyaté, but it ends up in a very dangerous area as Baron's running forward. Lacazette is right behind him, getting himself prepped to take a strike. Kouyaté. Yeah, for those in chat, Young Bolus is not the biggest fan of Hector Baron. Mitchell throwing this one in towards Benteke. It's Eze settling it, plays it back to Mitchell. Good ball by Mitchell. Excellent play here by Crystal Palace on the near side. Has gotten themselves out of pressure. Now it's Zaha driving at Baron. Gets around Baron. Cross is blocked and it comes back off of Zaha. Good defending by Hector Baron. Does just enough there after it looked like he was going to get blown by here. The initial defending here doesn't look great. Bayard. Saka. Holding. Holding. Over the top here, looking for Saka. Kuyate coming to mark him. He kind of bundles over Saka there. I think there should be a free kick to Arsenal here. Yeah, silly challenge there from Kuyate. There's no room for Saka to work here. He just tries to put a foot in. Saka defending the ball well. He puts a foot right into the back of Saka's right leg. It's an easy foul call here and a good opportunity out of what was basically nothing for Arsenal. Saka standing over this free kick, essentially amounting to a corner kick here. Here's Saka clipping this one in. Up go the heads. That one knocked away in the middle of the box there by Tompkins. Flicked on here by Arsenal, but it's well handled by Crystal Palace, and they're able to hoof it away into the path of Eberechi Eze. He tries to ride the challenge of Xhaka, who does well once again here. Takes that one off the feet of Eze. I think he read the intentions of the striker. MacArthur lays a poor pass for Townsend, who does get around one challenge, gets around two challenges. Over to Zaha, who just goes down here, and a free kick going to be called against Granit Xhaka, much to his dismay. I think he might have stepped right on the boot of Wilfried Zaha, who went over in what looked like... It looked like there was nothing there from the camera angle, but yeah, you can see he just steps right onto Zaha's left foot. Zaha says, thank you for the contact, goes to ground, takes the free kick, and now is hobbling away from the area. So here's Eze standing over the free kick once again. Two-man wall set up here by Leno. Eze's last free kick was not his best effort. We'll see if this one is any better. He's going to lob this one into the box instead. Up goes Tompkins. It's off the bar. Secondary strike by MacArthur's blocked, and it's cleared away by Maitland-Niles. Huge opportunity here for Crystal Palace. Very unfortunate is James Tompkins to see his effort come back off the bar. Here's Benteke taking a strike, but that one always rising. Go back and look at this one. Eze, good ball into the box. Tompkins rises over, holding there, gets a good head to the ball, but he just can't keep it down low enough. Comes right back off the flat of the bar there. Drops down. MacArthur has a bite at it, but it's blocked by Rob Holding. And finally hoofed away by Maitland-Niles. Huge opportunity for Crystal Palace. David Luiz will roll one over to Holding. Just ticking over into the later stages of this first half. 6 minutes remaining in regulation. Yet to find a goal from either of these sides. Haven't had too many good opportunities as of yet either. This last one for Crystal Palace was a very solid one. But been a bit difficult for the creative players to find space for either team. We've not heard a lot from Emile Smith-Rowe this game. He's been largely marshaled well by the defense of Crystal Palace. Same can be said for Wilfried Zaha. And Eberechi Eze. This one's slung forward here. One back by Arsenal. Saka immediately under pressure from Eze. Crystal Palace have settled it down. It's Benteke. Rolls it back to Tompkins. Over to Kuyate. Mitchell. Forced to go long here, but good pressure by Dani Ceballos will knock that one out of play for a Crystal Palace throw. Thrown over the top. Claims of a handball against Benteke. They're not going to be given here. But Xhaka will nip in and poke that one away from Crystal Palace. Arsenal have possession once again. It's Maitland-Niles. Xhaka. Aubameyang. A bit loose there from Aubameyang. He has that one taken away from him. Palace now with it through Townsend. Good ball into the feet of Zaha. Back to Milivojevic. He's going to look over the top for Benteke, who tries to knot it down for Eze. Eze will win this one against Saka. Zaha looking out to the run of Mitchell. Mitchell gets there first, gets a cross away. Up goes the header from Benteke. What a save from Bernd Leno. He makes the second one as well. This is brilliant goalkeeping from Bernd Leno here. It's a beautiful ball from Tyrick Mitchell. And look at the leap from Benteke. Gets over both of the Arsenal center backs here. Oh, it's just beautiful from him. It's destined for that right-hand corner of the goal, but Bernd Leno acrobatically getting over to palm that ball away. And he's alert for the second effort coming in from Wilfried Zaha. Great stuff from Bernd Leno. So it looks like we're going to get a yellow card for someone. Not exactly sure who has gone into the book here. Looks like it's James Tompkins. Yup, and that'll do it. Saka picks up possession. He tries to slide in and win possession, gets it all wrong, and completely upends Bukayo Saka. Very deserved yellow there for Tompkins. Maitland-Niles. Luiz. Xhaka. Holding. Ceballos. Luiz. Maitland-Niles. Emile Smith-Rowe gets a cross away. That one comes off a Crystal Palace player. It'll be a corner kick for Arsenal here. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Arsenal will take their time getting set up for this one. I'll talk about it when the half ends. It's fine, I would say, in general. Saka. He'll swing one in. Chested down by Benteke. I think you'd be unlucky to go down into half a goal down. I think 0-0 is probably the fair result for both sides right now. David Luiz. David Luiz. Trying to play a forward pass there to Lacazette. It comes off of Mitchell for an Arsenal throw. Bayern. Looking for options here as we're ticking down to the end of the half. 30 seconds remaining. We'll see what the stoppage time is. I don't think it'll be much. Xhaka shifts this one out to Maitland-Niles. Xhaka clipping one to the near side for Bayern. First time cross by Bayern is lobbed away there by Kouyaté. It will go out for another Arsenal corner. But yeah, I'll sum up what I think about the half in just a minute here when we're done. But I think 0-0 is fair for halftime on both performances. So Bukayo Saka will be taking this one from the near corner here. Be an in-swinger. Here he is taking this one. Swung in, headed away at the front post by Benteke. Milivojevic will chase this one down. He'll look up the far line. But Lacazette is picking that one up. However, Milivojevic has been fouled by Ceballos, and that will likely take us into the halftime whistle here. Don't think Crystal Palace will be in too much of a rush, and we'll be happy to get into the locker room. Gaita will send it long. And that will do it. The referee will bring us to halftime with both teams level. Couple of chances for either side, but nobody able to punch it by the opposing goalkeeper, and it remains 0-0. Okay, so yeah, I mentioned let's talk about it briefly. So Arsenal started the game pretty well. They had good possession, were moving it forward well, seemed to settle into the game fairly quickly, and then got a little bit static, just struggling to get Smith Rowe unlocked, who was being marked very well, like he's being marked closely by Crystal Palace. Just generally struggling to break down Palace's defensive shape, and that sort of game suits Palace. They can, just hope to catch them on the break, get chances here and there. I would say Benteke has been pretty good, actually, holding up play today. Has connected very well, and it's allowed Palace to get, clear their lines, move up the pitch, and get set pieces in higher areas that they can swing into the box. But I think it would be a little harsh on Arsenal to be down a goal to nil, despite having, Crystal Palace having a couple chances. All those chances were off set pieces. They weren't really generated through play. I think Arsenal have defended counterattacks and Zaha fairly well up to this point. So I think going down 1-0 would be harsh. I think based on the momentum that they've had and the play they've had, it was just a little disappointing for them how static it became towards the middle portions of that second half. But I think 0-0 is a fair result at halftime. I think Roy Hodgson will be the happier of the managers because that's typically how Crystal Palace plays, and they'll be looking to nip something on the counterattack like they usually do. But I do think not the best and not the worst half for either side. Pretty much all to play for, and I would say both teams have the potential to play extremely well or turn it around in the second half. So we'll see how that goes. I doubt any changes will be made, and we'll see what changes are made as the second half goes on. But sort of just kind of an average half, I would say, of football. All right, I'm gonna go reheat my lunch and eat it this time. So thanks again for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the cast, and we'll be back in a couple minutes at the end of halftime for the start of the second half. And I actually, when I come back, I'll talk a little bit more about the NBA, about that Harden trade. If people want to talk more about the NBA or any questions people have about the Premier League as well. I will bring the dog as soon as I finish my food. Give me a couple minutes. All right, you want it? All right, you want the dog now? Fine. All right, there we go. Lucas, say hi to the camera. Say hi, buddy. Say hi. Say hi. Oh. All right, there is my roommate's dog. This is Luca, the Australian Shepherd. He's a pretty one. He's trying to bite me in the face right now, so that's cute. I will take him back now. Yeah, it's about 25 pounds now, I think. Okay, so NBA. Yeah. Oh boy, what an accumulation of personalities they have in Brooklyn. When Kevin Durant might be the most stable person in your starting lineup, it's probably not a good thing. Um, they'll be fine finding rotations. They'll be able to get Kyrie and James Harden on the ball as much as they possibly can. I don't know, is he? Because at the slightest drop of a hat, he gave up on his team, didn't report to camp, trash talked his teammates, generally just threw an entire fuss in Houston. So is he actually? Um, I think it will be interesting to see. I think they'll be fine play wise. I think they'll make it to the playoffs. I think they'll lose in the playoffs. I think strippers, yeah, yep. But I think the more interesting thing is to see what happens with Houston in the coming years, because they have so many picks now and so much to do. And some of the criticisms around their decision was, if you could have traded with Philly, you could have gotten Ben Simmons, and that's more of a guaranteed known quantity. But it's sort of the idea between a known quantity that you can decide whether that's worth it or not, or complete freedom to do literally anything you want. And with the amount of picks that they have acquired for themselves, they are going to be able to do literally whatever they want with their franchise. Also, Victor Oladipo is on an expiring contract, and so if they don't want to keep Oladipo around, and also if they don't want to, if they don't want to keep Oladipo around, they can just let him go. It just depends on what they want. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he can't really shoot, but I mean, he's a great defender, right? His skill set's very spiky. Great defender, incredible in transition, great passer. Can't shoot, just can't do it. Like can't take free throws. So, I think I see what the Rockets were doing. I think Indiana came out of this very well as well because they got a young player on a stable contract, or a youngish player on a stable contract, to partner with the rest of their team, who's playing extremely well right now, and one who will demand less money, less resources in the offense, etc. In Karis LeVert. So I think that was really good for them, and I think Cleveland continues to pile assets for themselves. It's a lot of big men. They're going to have to trade a few of them eventually, but they're doing the right thing by getting into this trade. That the other thing to keep in mind for the Nets is they traded Jared Allen. So guess how many centers are on the Nets now? Just one. And guess who it is? The cadaver that used to be known as DeAndre Jordan. And I'll leave it at that. We are just about to get started with the second half. And we are underway here. This one booted out to the near side for Aubameyang, who gets a header flicked on towards Lacazette. That's knocked away by Tompkins. Yeah, they're all going to be like, I never get the ball anymore. Yes. Xhaka stepping through a challenge here. Tries to lay it off for Lacazette, but Eze coming back has broken this one up. Aubameyang putting a good ball into the box, but it's punched away by Gaita. Good goalkeeping there. Now here's a strike from Bellerin, and it's just wide. Good start to the half here from Arsenal. Yeah, Joe Harris, yeah. Excellent start to the half here for Arsenal as they put a lot of pressure onto the Crystal Palace goal mouth here. It's a very nicely weighted cross from Aubameyang looking for the head of Lacazette. Gaita does well to punch that one away and then sees the shot from Bellerin is going wide. Doesn't even have to dive for it, but it's not that far away from Bellerin, to be fair. Now Gaita will send this one long. It goes over the head of Xhaka, but bounces right back to him. Still bouncing around the midfield. Finally, Ceballos will settle this one down, but it's taken away by MacArthur. And now once again by Smith Rowe. And Arsenal ultimately coming away with the possession. I mean, that's not really that it's not that bad of an existence, is it? I mean, imagine getting paid a couple million dollars a year to imagine getting paid a couple $1 million a year to hold the ball for the kicker on your football team. Here's Aubameyang crossing this one in, that one headed away by Kouyaté. Excellent defending. It sounds so nice, right? Good pressure here by Aubameyang, coming back to win this one off of Joel Ward. Ceballos. Oh, looks for a good pass into Saka. That one bounces a little bit, and the bounce just takes it slightly away from Saka. He's able to get a cross away. It bounces off of Gaita for a corner kick, but another dangerous opportunity here for Arsenal. This time it's Kouyaté holding Saka on sides. Saka does his best with that. Now has to roll the ball just about a half inch there by the assistant referee. The assistant referee giving the AR over here in the corner, giving Bukayo Saka a real hard time about placing the ball on the line. Now we'll finally allow Saka to take this corner kick. This one's swung in by Saka. Up go the heads. It's Holding knotting this one down, but can't get the direction right. It'll roll out of play for a throw in, or for a goal kick, excuse me. Yeah, didn't I just... Wait, I just said that. Yeah, the holder. Imagine getting paid a couple $1 million to be the guy who holds the ball for the kicker. Oh, okay. Oh, you're adding on to the point. Got it. Okay, my bad. Here's Lacazette doing well to win possession. Now surrounded by Crystal Palace players, but he successfully moves it on to Saka. Saka forced to cut it back here. Mitchell defending. Comes to Bayern. Luiz. David Luiz still. It's a left-footed crossaway. It's actually a really nice cross there from David Luiz. Gets some good whip on that one. It is handled by Crystal Palace's defense, but I think kind of caught everyone by surprise how well hit that cross was from David Luiz on his left foot. It's Bukayo Saka. Crossing this one in. That's headed away by Ward. Still inside the box, though. Kouyaté gets a flick, and it's knocked away by Eze. Only as far as Ceballos, and Arsenal piling on the pressure here to start this second half. Yeah, I mean, basically. Xhaka. Ceballos. Bayern. Good ball by Holding out to the right-hand side, laid on by Smith Rowe. Saka crossing this one back. It's MacArthur hoofing it away. Collected by Xhaka. David Luiz. Maitland-Niles. Under a lot of pressure here. A couple of Crystal Palace players, and that one is unfortunately going to come back off of Maitland-Niles. It will be a goal kick here to Crystal Palace. They can relieve some of the pressure that Arsenal have been building upon them. Rolled short here by Gaita. Tompkins. He'll lace one through all the way up towards Wilfred Zaha. That one bounces off of Zaha and is collected by Ceballos. Here's Saka. Good challenge by Kouyaté, pokes it away. Ceballos there to win this one back, though. Reading the intended pass and intercepting. That's Xhaka. Ooh, good work here by MacArthur. Takes that right off of Granit Xhaka's foot. Now Zaha. Dances by Ceballos, lays it out to Benteke. That went a little bit too far for Christian Benteke. Gets across away, but it's nodded off by David Luiz. Now a free kick going to be called here on, I believe, MacArthur. Comes in pretty strongly on Lacazette. It's actually an offsides. Not sure from how far back that one is. It might be on the run from Benteke. Arsenal try to catch Crystal Palace snapping here, going long, but the referee halts that one, saying he wasn't ready to allow play to resume. So it will still be an Arsenal free kick in their own end. David Luiz. Holding. Saka. Bayern loses out there, but Ceballos actually loses out to Benteke as well. Oh boy, what is that from Christian Benteke? Tries to play one out to Wilfried Zaha and gets completely underneath it. Like just skies that one into the stands for a throw-in. You can see the look of bemusement on Wilfried Zaha's face. This one thrown in. Bouncing around here. Comes off of Crystal Palace last. It'll be another Arsenal throw. Arsenal trying to play out. Saka tries to run through. Headed away by Kouyaté. Finally settled down by Maitland-Niles. He's bursting forward over to Aubameyang. Is it infield for Xhaka? Switch of play here from Aubameyang over to Bayern. Ceballos asking his teammates for some options here. He dribbles forward only to move it back to David Luiz. Bayern. Smith Rowe. Lacazette. Xhaka. Tries a killer pass here. Picks out Maitland-Niles. Here's a strike from Aubameyang into Lacazette. He shoots and it's wide. Huge chance here for Arsenal. I think Lacazette may have been offsides. Yep, there is the offside flag. See, here's that chance once again. It's a very nice ball in behind here for from Xhaka. Actually, it looks like Maitland-Niles at the very beginning of that play is offsides. A bit of a scuffed shot from Aubameyang actually presented Lacazette with an excellent opportunity, but could not swivel and get that shot on target. And Tyrick Mitchell right now is down on the turf receiving some treatment. Patrick Van Aanholt getting prepared here just in case. Mitchell will jog off under his own power here. Looks like he will be okay to continue. So good news for Tyrick Mitchell and Crystal Palace here. He will be able to come back on as Gaita sends this one long. See him re-entering the pitch on the far side. Arsenal have one possession off of the goal kick from Gaita, though. I'm glad to hear that. Hope you are enjoying it, Stefan. David Luiz. Shaka. Luiz. Holding. David Luiz now launching it to the near side. Collected by Maitland-Niles. He tries to look in behind. That one is deflected by Ward, but Aubameyang does have possession. Yeah, I believe we've met. A couple times around your place for parties or hanging out, and I also believe I played against, or my team played against him, right? You can see Thomas Partey here on the sideline getting warm. Nice to see him back and potentially available here for Arsenal. This one launched forward by Tompkins. It's knotted down. Ward. Townsend. Yep, yes we do. Kuyate. Gaita. Forced long here by pressure from Smith Rowe. Up goes Benteke to flick it on towards Eze, but Holding reading the game well. He's there to collect that flick on. Holding. Luiz. Tries to play one out to the near side. It's well read by Townsend, who gets a piece of it, but can't stop it from arriving at the feet of Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now Arsenal being forced all the way back to their goalkeeper. It's Leno. Launched forward by Holding. Ward. I'll hope this one clear. Collected by Xhaka. Now it's Aubameyang. Fakes a strike. Continues his run as Smith Rowe moves it out to Bayern. Holding. Looking in behind here is Smith Rowe. That's well deflected there by Mitchell. Luiz. Chested down. Taken away from Maitland-Niles. Joel Ward looks like he will win a throw-in for Crystal Palace, and he will. Ward. Looking for Benteke. He'll get the flick on there, but Ceballos first to react to that one. Luiz. Xhaka. Saka. Smith Rowe. Now Xhaka out to the near side for Maitland-Niles. Collected. Forced backwards Maitland-Niles. David Luiz. Bayern. Xhaka. Holding. Saka. Bayern. A pass deflected. Arrives at Saka. Back to Lacazette. And enough bodies in the way there for Crystal Palace. Smith Rowe. One pass too many there for Barron, trying to connect it back with Smith Rowe, but David Luiz able to cut out the outlet pass, and Arsenal come once again. Aubameyang. Granit Xhaka. Ceballos. Nice ball over the top of Eze there towards Barron. Oh, and look at Wilfried Zaha coming back at the right time to take that one away. Now, oh, wow. Zaha plays Eze in behind, but Eze gives up on the run, I think a little bit early there. Holding chases back to collect possession. Nicola Pepe being prepared here for Arsenal. Luiz. Smith Rowe. Barron. Saka. Ooh, good reading here by Holding. Steps in, takes that one away. Maitland-Niles. Good dribbling here by Maitland-Niles. Gets a strike away straight at Gaeta. I think Maitland-Niles is probably going to go off from what I've heard. They'll move Saka to left back. Eze turning right around. A challenge there. Sends it in behind for Zaha, but puts a little bit too much on it. David Luiz. Oh, that's a loose pass from Xhaka. Straight into the path of Eze. He's played in. Zaha now marked by Xhaka. And Xhaka puts in a good challenge to poke it off of Wilf Zaha. And there's a good challenge from Saka. And it does come off of Saka last, I believe. No, actually comes off. Yep, nope. Is a Crystal Palace throw. I mean, that's just what they said on the broadcast, so I'm not claiming credit for that one. Yep, there it is. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking credit. I didn't predict it. Like they said it on the broadcast. You do not owe me a beer. But if you'd like to cook me dinner, I will be happy to oblige. Yeah, I think Maitland-Niles has had a bit of a rough afternoon. Yes, I agree. Mitchell. Into Benteke. Mitchell trying to fight for this one, but loses out to multiple Arsenal players, and now it's Xhaka taking it away. Gonna play it up to Aubameyang, who's got some room to run here. Waiting for some support. Good lifted ball into the path of Pepe, who's just arrived. He'll keep it in. Barron. Xhaka. Barron. Pepe. Luiz. Xhaka. Saka. David Luiz. Xhaka. Looks for a switch of play there, but that's on the ground. It was never going to get by Eze, and it's a good turn here from Benteke. Takes too big of a touch, though. It allows Holding to get in, but his pass is poor. It arrives at Townsend, and look at Granit Xhaka. Puts another critical challenge in. I think that's his fourth or fifth of the match here today. Townsend could have been in behind him a little bit if he had missed that one. Pepe. Good ball into the path of Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe going to cut it back. It's Tompkins in the right position. Townsend. Ward. That one knocked down by Zaha, who is... Oh boy. Looks like Zaha's taking an issue with the way Luiz fouled him. Take a look and see what happened here. Yeah, just... Ooh, yeah, okay. That's not a great challenge. Yeah, comes right through the back of Zaha there. It's pretty ugly. And then as... Oh, yeah. So Zaha gets bumped by David Luiz, then gets absolutely cleaned out by David Luiz, and then completely incidentally, this is absolutely no intent, as Luiz is turning to leave, Zaha starts to sit up and his knee bumps into Zaha's head, which of course Zaha being Zaha thinks is intentional. So that was the issue there. Certainly a foul on Luiz, certainly a yellow card, but no need for the afters there, as Joel Ward will get it started, launching this one towards the far side. Tompkins goes up, comes down, claims for a foul, but none given by the referee. Arsenal have it once again. Bernd Leno. David Luiz. David Luiz. Being chased back here, our Arsenal, by some usually rare press here from Crystal Palace. Now getting back into more of their shape as Arsenal play a couple of passes through him. Now Ceballos out to the right-hand side. It's Pepe. Gets an overlap. Cuts inside. Has Eze to mark him. Ceballos. Back for Pepe. Top of the box. He's crowded out. MacArthur clears away. Oh, that's great stuff by Benteke. Brilliant stuff by Benteke. Zaha has a ton of space. Driving into the Arsenal box. He crosses this one and it's cleared away. Granit Xhaka with another huge intervention here as Zaha looked to have picked the perfect pass out for Christian Benteke. Look at this counterattack. This is brilliant stuff from Benteke. He holds off holding, plays a brilliantly volleyed ball into the path of Zaha. Zaha sees the run, plays the early cross, and oh my, Granit Xhaka has to stretch full length, sliding to poke that one away, and does so very, very well. Getting it up and over the crossbar to avert the danger. But a huge chance for Crystal Palace on the counter here as Dani Ceballos is taken off for Thomas Partey. Finally back available for Arsenal. Andros Townsend. Header here. Huge chance for Crystal Palace. Benteke rose up, got a header down. It looked like it was going to go wide, but it went straight to James MacArthur, who just couldn't react quickly enough. Yes, Palace has been quite defensive and counterattacking. I think not as sat in as they usually are. Eze. I think Palace were at their worst in the opening 10 minutes of the half. I think Arsenal were at their best. They were piling pressure on Palace's lines, were sinking deeper and deeper. They looked under threat, were making, sort of lunging challenges to try to break stuff up. Since then, they've been defending, but not anywhere near as frantically as they were at the beginning of the half. Crystal Palace getting it started again. 20 minutes remaining in regulation of this match. So Mitchell looks up the line. Collected by Benteke. Finds Zaha. Steadies himself. Plays it into Townsend. Then gets bundled over. It's going to be a shot here from Benteke. That one easily blocked. And now this could be a card here for Joel Ward as Aubameyang taken down in transition. No, I will not take off my clothes. I'm happy you figured out how to use the highlighted message, though. Yeah, that one is it's a lot better for chats where there are a lot of people. Because yeah, if chat's like constantly scrolling and there's like 100 people in chat and I'm like trying to go back and forth and like highlighting your message will get it in front of me. But right now, every one of your messages is easily readable. But that's a Twitch default, so that one's always there. Right. If you believe that sort of thing. Hector Bayrin. Shaka. David Luiz. Wow, that was well played to get that one around the blocks. Bayrin. Smith Rose cross headed away by Kuyate. Corner kick here to Arsenal, 73rd minute of play. See if they can make something happen from this set piece. I think both of those words are allowed. Yeah, that one didn't even show up. I'm pretty sure that word's just very allowed. Holding! That one just wide. Big chance here for Arsenal. It's Rob Holding rising highest. Yeah, I can't remember what my list of words is, but it's yeah, no, come on, like words like that. Nah, man. That's easy. That's easy, Hoon. There's no like every guy has one, There's nothing like charged about that word, I feel like. Yeah, no. Sounds like a good way to get myself banned. So Jordan Ayew being prepared here for Crystal Palace. Townsend lobbing one over the top. Some battling here for possession. It's bouncing around. Finally comes off of Townsend. And Jordan Ayew will be prepared for the change here. No, I mean banned from Twitch, not my own channel. David Luiz. David Luiz again. Out to Rob Holding. Partey. Over the top here. Knotted down by Ward. Second ball hoofed away by Milivojevic. Benteke tries to settle it, but that one rolls away from him. Here's Arsenal again. Bayrin. Maitland-Niles. Xhaka. Rolls it out to the left-hand side. It's Saka crossing. That one going to bounce off of Lacazette. Will be cleared away by Ward. Knotted down by David Luiz. And picked up by Townsend. He will lob one for Zaha. Zaha's bundled over here as they continues on with a run. That one can't quite squeak through the legs of Thomas Partey. And Eze has now gone down at midfield. Hopefully not too bad here. We mentioned that Eze has been very electric for Crystal Palace. Take a look here. Tries to put this one through the legs of Partey. Gets a little bit of a knee-on-knee contact there. can see he's rubbing that knee. I feel like it's created in a test tube and released into the world as a cruel social experiment. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's something else. The shocking part is, I think at the end of the day, for me, I think he's just like, what he really is a selfish opportunist. Sometimes I think that half the stuff he says and does, he doesn't really believe it. He just knows it will help him. I could be wrong. Maybe he believes like everything he did, but you know, there's interviews of him in the past like claiming he'd be a Democrat. I don't want to give him too much credit. He's a monster and he should be banned from holding federal office forever. I don't think he's that smart. I think he's just well networked. All I'm saying is if you like think about his history and like he once said he'd be a Democrat or this or that, and like he just is like, he's just a mooch. He's just a rich mooch. He only is interested in himself, and he'll literally destroy anything and everything that isn't himself, which includes America. Up goes Benteke, nods it down. Like, I think someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene is more of a monster than him, because I think Marjorie Taylor Greene believes everything she says. But I could be wrong. Either way, they're all, yeah. Be glad when the inauguration is over and hopefully we can get back to some sort of semblance of reasonable politics / progress. Coming forward here, Zaha clipping one to the back post, but good defending here by Pepe, interrupting the pass that was intended for Eze. Kuyate. Milivojevic. Tompkins. Out to Zaha. Gives it to Townsend. Poked off of Townsend. Good defending here by Saka. Headed away by Lacazette. It'll be a throw in here to Crystal Palace. Benteke holding off David Luiz. Rolls it back for MacArthur. He slides it over to Mitchell. Eze. Mitchell. Saka. Bit of a worrisome moment there as Townsend was trying to sneak up on Saka, but well handled there by Bukayo Saka. Controls that one, turns it away, and just gets a half clearance in. So, Jordan Ayew has been prepared. He will come on for Christian Benteke. Good performance here by Benteke today, I would say. I thought he held up play very well and generally had a solid partnership with Zaha, but 10 minutes remaining here. Roy Hodgson wants to take a roll of the dice, throw on a fresh attacking player and see what they can create. In the meantime, Eddie Nketiah has come on for Arsenal in place of Alexandre Lacazette. Bayern. Xhaka. Good ball into the feet of Aubameyang. Rolls it through towards Nketiah, but that one intercepted. Palace cleared away. Xhaka again, a good pass forward. Saka tries to get around Ward there, can't do so. Ward will get a clearance in as well. Nodded down there by Partey, collected by Saka. Good ball by Saka into the path of Smith Rowe. He bounces that one off of Tompkins. It's a corner kick here at Arsenal. 8.5 remaining in regulation. Saka driving one in. It's deflected at the near post, bouncing around the box. Finally knocked away by Mitchell. Strike from Smith Rowe is blocked. That one cleared away by Ayew. So a very nice strike there by Smith Rowe. He got all of that, but there's too many bodies in the way. It's always going to be difficult to get that one through. Pepe dances inside of one, but crowded out by two others. It's Ayew coming away with it. He'll roll it out towards Eze. Eze's got some room to work here as Holding continues to track back. Now cutting it back as Eze gets around one challenge. Not going to get the foul called here against Nketiah. Now it is Nketiah who's hauled down, and will be a free kick in favor of Arsenal. Hold on, I gotta watch something. I'll answer your question 1 second. How did Laka look? Yeah, he was pretty uninvolved, I would say. Just ephemeral in general. Just didn't have a lot of touches. What I was watching was at the end of that play after Nketiah got fouled, the ball was about to roll out of play and had just rolled over the touchline. And Arteta stuck a foot in and basically challenged Andros Townsend in a 50-50. And Townsend turned around and looked at him like, what? Holding. Oh, and here is some space for Zaha. He's trying to get around Holding. Holding trying to hold him back. He's gone down inside the box, but I don't think he's going to get this one. Barron. Smith Rowe. 5.5 minutes remaining here. Xhaka picks it up. Aubameyang. Pepe. Smith Rowe. Xhaka. I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot. Either way, it doesn't come to much. And now Xhaka's out of position here as trying to counter Crystal Palace, but that pass over hit for Townsend, and David Luiz will run it down. Barron. Over the top, Kouyaté collects it. His clearance is poor, but it comes off of Pepe for a throw-in. Take a look at this penalty shout here. You can see shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, he's absolutely looking for... Yeah, absolutely looking for the penalty call there is Wilfried Zaha. Good challenge here put in by Thomas Partey. Will knock it off of Jordan Ayew for an Arsenal throw. Will we get a goal here today? 4 minutes remaining now, plus stoppage time. Rolled back to David Luiz. Granit Xhaka. Luiz. He's going to rocket one forward. That one hoofed away by Kouyaté. Xhaka. Xhaka looks for the ball in the channel. That one bounces off of Joel Ward, who's able to pick it up and find Townsend. MacArthur. Tompkins. Swung out, collected by Xhaka. Goes through the legs of Andros Townsend, and then I believe gets fouled, although Saka comes up to clean it up, so the referee will allow advantage. Now Partey robbed the possession by a sliding challenge from Milivojevic, but it bounces to Bayern. Holding. Good poke here. Off of the foot of Eddie Nketiah, but he carries on and gets bundled in the back by Townsend. A free kick here to Arsenal, right at the death of the match. Two minutes remaining here in regulation. So it's Bukayo Saka standing over this one. Certainly be a cross here from Saka. Here it is. Lofted towards the backside. Gaita punches it out well. Pepe strikes it, gets underneath the ball, and that one is well wide from Nicola Pepe. And one more change going to be made here by Crystal Palace. It'll be Luka Milivojevic coming off here for James McCarthy. So we've got the old McCarth midfield here for Crystal Palace, James MacArthur and James McCarthy. So here's Gaita to get it started again. Lunge get long up the near side. Good header by Xhaka. Bouncing around now as Ward battles for it. Xhaka. Saka. David Luiz. Holding, looking long. Up goes Joel Ward. Nodded down. Bukayo Saka. Partey. Xhaka. Switch of play here from Xhaka as we've arrived at the end of regulation. Stoppage time will be 4 minutes. Pepe. Smith Rowe. Holding. Over to Xhaka. Loose touch there by Saka. Actually keeps that one for a throw-in instead of a goal kick. Pretty well done there by Saka after the poor touch. Here's Ward. Taking his time with the throw. We've already eaten into 1 minute of the 4. Flicked on here. Bouncing around at the moment. Townsend finally brings it down. Gets a clearance up the line. One comes last off of Holding. Sward. Ayew wins the initial header. Second one won by Arsenal and settled by Nketiah. Now a free kick going to be called against Crystal Palace here as Ayew is punished for a challenge on Partey. Xhaka gives a little shove here to Townsend to get play started again, and now it's Saka who's been bundled over. Another free kick for Crystal Palace. This time Saka will take his time. They'll be looking to swing this one into the box. 2 minutes gone of the 4 allotted. Can Arsenal take advantage of this set piece? Swung in by Saka. Up goes the head. What a great free kick, and what an excellent defensive header there by Tompkins. Mitchell looking for the feet of Wilfried Zaha, but a bit of a mistake here in midfield. There's 3-on-3 at the other end, and it's found Ayew onto his right foot, onto his left, strikes it, and it's going to go behind for a corner kick. Good defending by Hector Bellerin. But a corner for Palace here with a minute and a half remaining, as it was Smith Rowe who slipped to give away possession. Very dangerous here. But Bellerin doing enough to keep Jordan Ayew wide. So here is Eberechi Eze from the far corner. Minute remaining in stoppage time. Swinging this one in. Nodded away by David Luiz. Good header there by the Brazilian. Now Mitchell will lob it back into the box. Tompkins nods it down. Townsend. Zaha. Townsend swings one in. Nodded away by Saka. And Nketiah arriving, picks that one up. He will go down under pressure here, and we will draw a foul. Yes, we are, Bruno. We are indeed first place for now. It feels nice. This one flicked away by Palace. Running out of time here. 6 seconds remaining as this challenge from Partey takes it away from Zaha. And that will bring us to the end of the match. And so it will end here on the north side of London. Arsenal 0, Crystal Palace 0. And the run of wins for Arsenal will take a brief halt here up against Roy Hodgson's side. Still a decent result. Another point to carry them further up the table. Another point for Crystal Palace as well. At the end of the day, nobody could find the quality of opportunity needed to punch it by either of the goalkeepers. And it will end in the 0-0 draw. Alrighty, thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Yeah, this is kind of a classic 0-0 match that we saw here today. You know, spells for Arsenal in both halves, in which they were the team with most of the ball for the game. Of course, it's how Crystal Palace tend to set up. They're looking for the counterattack. Had a couple of good opportunities, one for Benteke, one for James Tompkins that came off the bar. Arsenal had a few as well. One shot on target from Aubameyang, a couple of crosses that were cleared away from dangerous positions. But in general, neither side really doing enough tonight, I think, to deserve a goal, and both kind of neutralizing each other's best aspects. So will be some disappointment, and also some, as you're saying there, you know, it's not a terrible point. I think both sides will be somewhat happy, somewhat disappointed with the results of the night. But I think the result is probably a fair one at the end of the day. Look around the performances of the players here. What I might do is I think I might start writing match reports and putting them on my Twitter, just so I can start getting my opinion on like player ratings and the actual summary of the game out there, so I can start to get some, like, you know, some journalism exposure going on, I think. But if we want to talk about the performances here, we've talked about the general match summary. You a lot of good performances by the defenders in general. I think holding was solid. Bayern actually had a solid game, I would say. David Luiz picked up a yellow card, probably the third best of the backs. And then Maitland-Niles, I think the 6'8" is very generous. That's showing there on FOTMob. I think he was more of a 5. I think he really struggled to keep possession and certainly was deservedly the first player taken off by Arteta. Love you too, Young Bullis. Thanks for tuning in. Xhaka, I think, does deserve a man of the match here today, actually. I think he was really, really good, particularly defensively in midfield. Made a lot of excellent challenges today. I thought he was very involved. So solid stuff from him. Okay performances by Bukayo Saka and Aubameyang. I think Smith Rowe is more of a 6. He never really got involved. Same can be said for Lacazette. And on Crystal Palace's end, I thought Benteke was really good today. I think a 7.5 is deserved for him. I think he was at the heart of a lot of the good things happening for Palace, a lot of the good counterattacks, and I think he presented a problem for Arsenal to deal with. So I think that was a solid performance. I think Zaha was fairly muted today. Eze was okay. I think he was solid. It was involved, but not too influential. And then the rest of Crystal Palace's players, I think, were merely solid doing their jobs. So bit disappointing to have a 0-0, but these happen from time to time, and this is sort of the classic formula. Diving count, he dove twice today. Different word. Okay, bye. But yeah, he dove twice today. But yeah, that'll do it for the coverage. Appreciate you all tuning in. I hope you did enjoy. We will be off tomorrow, and then, of course, back for more Premier League games this weekend. So look for me on Saturday and Sunday, and hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day.